What's up, guys? It's 5:30 this Sunday late afternoon, and if you're here, then you're tuning into the Iacon Files, and it's your boy Mike here, and I'm just doing a quick review, I guess, before tomorrow's live. Like I've been saying the past few episodes. The Iacon Files live show is Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I might do, the occasional quick videos before then, but the main topic video live, whatever topic we're discussing is going to be on Mondays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you haven't already, hit the bell, bada boom, bada bing, so you can be notified when we go on. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to miss the files. Like, subscribe. We appreciate everybody who follows us. It's a great honor for me to just know that we have people that follow the Iacon Files. So that lets me know that obviously there's something right that I'm doing, So, there's a lot of great shows out there, a lot of great podcastings that I always like to try to give shout outs to. You got Billy the Kid reviews, James Goble, the Good, the Bad, the Awesome podcast. If you haven't checked those guys out, check them out, man. I was able to be on the Forge, man. What a great honor it was to be on the Forge. And it was a lot of fun, man. So this live, one reason why I'm doing this live too is to test out my connection. So all of the shows that you've been seeing so far have been on super slow internet speeds. So, and I didn't know. The last one that I did was, I really enjoyed the last show that I did here in the Iacon Files. And when I started watching, I was like, man, it's choppy and stuff like that. So I did a speed test on my internet, and it was like 30, 40. So if you're not familiar with the numbers, for internet speeds, you got to scale 0 to 1,000, maybe even more. And the average speed you're supposed to at least get is like 300. And if you're lucky, you'll be above that. So I've been running on 30 and 40. But I fixed the problem. So our router and modem were in the basement. And for some reason, the little bit of distance, and it's not even a lot of distance, it's not like I'm walking 5 minutes to get to the basement or something like that, But I guess maybe the copper piping, like my brother said, and some other stuff are interfering with the signal. So I moved it up, did a little bit of a MacGyvering here, and I moved the modem right next to my setup. And now I'm getting close to above 300 now. So I'm way, way faster than I was. So I'm excited now because I got good connection. But yeah, check these guys out. Listen, Transformers Third Party Kingdom. I'm always talking about them because I'm an admin for them. Christopher Horton and Kerry have given me the honor of being an admin there, and I consider it a huge honor because, they're trusting me to perform to their level. They're expecting things out of me to keep things safe. And we have a great group of admins that work hard. I'm not just the only one. I'm just one of many that are doing work behind the scenes. And they contribute to the kingdom and they make it work properly. And, it's a great honor. I love Christopher. I love Carrie. I love all my brothers and the admin, and also just regular members who I've been able to connect with there. So if you haven't checked them out, Transformers Third Party Kingdom on Facebook. When you join, you have to answer a few questions. It's not just say, yes, I want to join and leave. You got to answer the questions, guys, because that's how we keep spammers out. If you don't answer the questions, then we're going to consider you a spammer and whatever. So answer the simple questions. If you don't know what they are, just just say something, because we're gonna know if you're responding to the questions. Then we know you're a real human being. So yeah, I've been with them for a while, and Transformers Third Party Kingdom has definitely changed my life. If you can say that about a Facebook page, it has. Christopher, I just happened to catch one of his lives, and I was drawn by his character, the way he spoke. He seemed like he had a good sense of humor, and that drew me in, and I kind of text, and then he kind of connected with me. He even brought me live on the video, and I was like, oh, what's up, man? And it was cool because it didn't feel weird. It felt like I knew him for a long time, and Christopher is an amazing human being, and I'm glad that he's my friend, and I call him a brother. We make fun every now and then, saying, you know what, you're Christopher Grajales. You're a part of the Grajales family. So yeah, check Transformers Third Party Kingdom out. Shout out to Adam Burnham for the latest package. If you haven't seen it, Adam, I did an unboxing on that. So I don't know if you saw it, but if you haven't seen it, it's in one of the Iacon files. But unfortunately, the episode with the unboxing was a little slow because of connection, but that problem should be fixed now that I'm here with the high-speed internet, and I got an upgraded camera, so the camera should even look better than the other ones before. So I'm really excited, guys. It feels good to kind of have the right equipment. Shout out to, again, Christopher Gibbs for giving me some shout outs, some pointers on the right equipment, how to set it. The last few days have been crazy because I was like, yo, my system's not working, and I'd be staying up to midnight because I hate to go to sleep not being able to fix the problem, and thankfully the problem is fixed. So yeah, so definitely shout out to Angela Gibson. She always does the shirts. I don't know if I can see it. Here's the latest shirt here, He-Man, and let me see, got the Iacon files on the bottom. He-Man by the power of Grayskull. So what we try to do here in the Iacon files is try to provide something for everybody, because we're not just about Transformers. And I'm really taking that from Christopher and Transformers Third Party Kingdom, comes. He's always saying the same thing. We're not just about Transformers, but you know what? Because I'm an extension of Transformers Third Party Kingdom, T3PK is divine, like I described on his last show. And I just happen to be able to branch out of that, what I'm saying? Because they're great at what they do. And like I said, if you haven't been able to connect with these guys, you really have to, guys. It's going to change your life. They're really good guys. So yeah, in the beginning, if you missed it, in the beginning, I used to be the Michael Grajales live show, and everybody was just like coming up with some cool names, man. Christopher with the Transformers Third Party Kingdom. You got the Transformers Underground. You got the Forge. Billy the Kid Reviews. The Good, the Bad, the Awesome from James. I'm like, man, dude. And here I am with Michael Grajales live show. So I thought about it, and because my love is Transformers, I love other stuff. And here at the Iacon Files, we're going to talk about a lot of other stuff. Sometimes we're going to talk about stuff that is not even toy related, but that's the cool thing about the Iacon Files, is just like our motto, the past whispers, the future unfolds, and a lot of us, our past, our childhood speaks to us, and we want to remember those special moments of us growing up and watching cartoons, playing with toys, whatever kind of memory brings us back to that childhood is something that we love to think about, because they're nice feelings, they're happy feelings, so So for tomorrow's live, we're gonna continue with the retro series, vintage retro series, whatever you want to call it. The last couple episodes have been on toys. Mentioned a few of them were pretty cool, like the Rock Lords. I got a few people reaching out to me. Yo, my God, I completely forgot about the Rock Lords. I'm so glad that you posted it. It brought me back. And that's what it's all about, guys. It's all about bringing you back to those memories, to when you were a kid. If you're like me, I was born in 78, so I'm an old timer. But we grew up in a time where it was all about toys, man. We didn't have cell phones. We didn't have a lot of the technology that we have today. And, I don't even know if they have computers. If they did, I didn't even know anything about them, but the cartoons, man, were bugged out. They were like nothing like you would have today. A lot of the cartoons back then, they really drew you in with the music. And I've shared this already with the Forge and Christopher Horton's Transformers. Let's talk about it. Transformers: Third Party Kingdom. Let's talk about it. Back then, like, give an example, Battle of the Planets. Dude, I mean, what more of an intro do you need? Battle of the Planets. And that thing was like an orchestra. You see the sun rising or something like that, and the music, it was like, yo, what is this? I mean, should I get some popcorn or something? Is this a movie? Because it was that crazy, it was that well done, the music. And for me, speaking for myself, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate, for me, it's just like, man, a lot of times when you look at an image, so whenever I see an image of Battle of the Planets, Gatchaman, G-Force, whatever you want to call it, just a picture of looking at it, right away for me, I'll go back to that music, the intro music. It's like, man, yeah. And they're good memories, And every time, sometimes I'll look it up on YouTube, like, boom, boom, boom. Battle of the Planets intro, and I'll listen to it a few times, because it's just cool. They don't have cartoons like that anymore, and a lot of like the Japanese Japanese robot cartoons like Grandizer, which some places call it Goldorak, Star Avengers, and again, it goes by the name of Getter Robo. Over here in the United States, we had Transor Z, but Japanese, they call it Mazinga, so we had cartoons like that. And same thing, man, they had these intros, man, these music, and even during the cartoon, you would hear those music soundtracks in the actual cartoon, especially Star Avengers. I remember, if you're not familiar with them, they have 3 ships: Dragon, Poseidon, and Arrow, and each one would form a different robot. But for example, if you're gonna form the dragon, the dragon pilot would be like, dragon formation, switch on, and he has like a lever that he press, boom, that looked like one of those old Hearst hot rod grip handles. So he'd be like, dragon formation, switch on, and then you'll see the ships line up in the sky, like, ding, and the music is kicking in. It's like, ding, ding, ding. It had these like ding, 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 ding. It was all this like, music that like, yeah, and you'll see the ships combine, and then the arms will come out, the last ship will combine, and the legs come out. It was bugged out, man. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go on YouTube and look up Star Avengers. I'm sure you'll find something. Try different wording. If you don't, try Star Avengers. If that don't work out, try Roboformers, because I remember buying VHS and they called it on the VHS Roboformers. I'm like, what is this, Roboformers? And when I got home, it was Star Avengers. Oh my God, everybody's. And then if that don't work, do Getter Robo. If I'm saying it right, Getter, or Getter. I've seen different spellings for that. Getter Robo, ROBO, and I've seen GHETTER Robo. So try the different ones, and you should come across some kind of clip, and maybe even if you do like Dragon Formation, Poseidon Formation, Arrow Formation, that alone will probably bring a video in, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's bugged out, the music, all that stuff. Grandizer, oh my god, dude. Grandizer was bugged out. You have Orion Quest, I believe. Yeah, Orion Quest. They call him, he has different names, like there's another name he goes by, something Duke. I forget the first part, but it's something Duke. I remember him as Orion Quest because in America he would come down a tunnel and shoot out and do like 3 or 4 flips in the air, and at the same time he flips out, he's in his regular clothing, and when he starts spinning he's like Orion Quest, and then the uniform comes on him and he gets inside Grandizer. And it was bugged out when he turned. Grandizer was like a flying saucer. The wings kind of went out like this. And then he had like these red saucers on each side. They all did different things. But the robot was kind of wrapped around the saucer. And he will pull the lever. Grandizer, go. And you'll see like the chair like do-do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do-do, do-do-do. And then the robot would eject. And he has some cool powers, man. Rainbow Wave, Double Sickle, Space Thunder, Screw Cutter, Geyser Punch, Geyser Jump. He had a bunch of cool stuff, man. Talking about like some some crazy powers. But yeah, man. So a lot of good memories, man, of us talking about the vintage, series that we're doing. We've talked a lot about that. Talk about a lot of the old toys like Supernaturals. Dude, that was a toy line that I think a lot of us forgot about. Inhumanoids was a cool one. Centurions. You got a lot of cool stuff, man. And even talking about it with you now brings me back, man. I can see part of my head is like showing me images of me as a kid, going down those store aisles and seeing them and picking them up and asking your mom or dad, hey, Dad, can you buy me this? Some really good memories, man. It's like, it's what, brings us some joy is, and I think that's why a lot of us collect what we collect today, because we want to part of us wants to relive that childhood, and kind of have toys that we always wanted that we didn't. And sometimes have toys that we did but we no longer have, and such a privilege to have the collection I have. You can see some of it behind me, and maybe during one of these shows I'll do a walkthrough of my collection. It's been a while since I've done that, but my collection has grown not just from Transformers, but Voltron, Soul of Chokogen series, mostly Space Battleship Yamato, which in America was called Star Blazers. Yeah, so I'm really excited about it. I got a lot of cool stuff, and I'm really happy. And this is kind of like my office podcast room, whatever you want to call it, man cave. And this is what I'm doing. I've been recently doing this. I believe this would be episode 17. The one I'm doing today should be episode 17. So there's a lot of shows. If you haven't seen the Iacon Files, go back, go to the playlist Iacon Files, and you'll see all of it there. And like I said, we're gonna try to talk about everything, man. Be as honest as possible. If I don't like something, then I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna, lie about it. If I don't like it, then I'm gonna be honest with my viewers. But I definitely got a whole list I've been working on for tomorrow, so it's gonna be cool. Tune in tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Like I said, the past episodes have been on the vintage toys. We're gonna continue with probably vintage movies, vintage cartoons, anything vintage, whatever I feel like we can talk about. We're gonna talk about the vintage series, and before we wrap that up, we'll come up with a new, episode and think of something else to talk about. And feel free to, in the comments, man, feel free to just like let me know what you want us to talk about. A different toy line, whatever it is, the news. Hey Mike, what do you think about this? Hey Mike, what do you think about that? Whatever it is, man, we'll talk about it. I'm here for you guys, and want to be sure that when you tune in, you're tuning into something that you want to listen to. So it's going to be bugged out, so definitely tune in. So today's review, I already opened it because I wanted to do boxing, but at the time the internet was so slow and choppy. But now that I've been able to fix it, I shouldn't be having any kind of problem today. So I just grabbed this to show you what I'm talking about. A lot of you probably have them, you know what I'm saying? But I don't have them. And like I said, a lot of times when I do unboxing and stuff, a lot of times, most of the time, it's going to be the first time that I've seen that robot in person. I've seen videos, I've seen pictures, to have it in front of you in your hands is a totally different experience. And this one's going to go give a shout out to Jinhan. Jinhan is the one who made this happen. And if you don't know, I'll tell you again, most of my collection, I don't know, 97% maybe, is from Jinhan. We joke around like, we got the Jinhan syndrome, we got issues. But yeah, so let's take a look at this guy. Here we go. Trying to get a good angle here. Try to get the camera to focus, but this is the Fan Toys Soundwave. I think it's bugged out how you can put Laserbeak on his arm and not fall off, because they got the little tabs. I don't know if you can see it here. Yeah. He's got these tabs in his arm, and then Laserbeak has a little like hole, I guess, that plugs into that peg, and that's why he can stand like that at an angle, not fall off. So I think that was genius. Very simple to do, but no one's done it, but Fan Toys finally did it, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. It looks like we got a sticker here in the side of his leg that maybe that's supposed to go on his chest. Let me see if I can move it up with my finger. Oh, 1 second. Oh, hold on. It can never get at the right angle, you're... I'm thinking it goes right on his chest. Every time I put it down, it's like not in the right spot. And there we go. I guess it goes like this. Right in the center. It was on his leg, so I'm guessing it's supposed to go right there. Let me see. I got the black version, which I think is the Japanese version, acoustic sound or something like that. And he has the emblem on the side. This one is, I don't know, to be honest, if that's the one that goes on his chest. I'll leave it there for now. It's not perfect, but, or I can just leave it without it, but I'll see if Jen checks this out later. I'll ask him. I used to have the Takara um, Soundwave, and 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 he was for the many sound waves. And when you get into your collections, you really don't, you start off with nothing, so whatever pops up you grab because you don't have anything. So at the time it was Takara, it was like, it was Jin offered it to me. I didn't have anything, so when I got it, I was happy to get it because I didn't have anything. But as you progress into your collection and you upgrade your stuff and all that, then you start replacing some of the stuff that you want that maybe doesn't live up to your standards now as you evolve into your collection. And that's how you get into fan toys. Fan toys is definitely number one on a lot of other people's list. For me, I cycle between the three big ones for me is Fan Toys, X Transbots, Oscular Max, MMC, DX9. All those are really, really great companies, and there's people who love the regular Hasbro stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Me as a collector, I love everything. If Hasbro has something that I like, then I buy it. If Takara has something, then I buy it. Whatever it is, I'm not one of those people that like my collection is only Fan Toys, or X Transbot. No, I got a mix. I got some X Transbot. The most that I have is X Transbot and Fan Toys. Those are the most that I have in my collection. But I do have some other stuff from other companies, and it all depends on the collector, whatever you want to do. But this guy is bugged out, man. He looks awesome. I love the articulation. This one came with no thumbs. For some reason, Jinhan, when apologize for the. Let me shut off the notification, because if not, you can hear Jazz to Moonbase 1, Jazz to Moonbase 2, Jazz to Moonbase 2. That's my notification sound. Jazz to Moonbase 2. Right now, I place the thumbs on that little section where you put the pin in, and as long as I don't touch it, they don't fall off. So until I get the new pins or new hands, whatever they're gonna be, I'll leave them like that. He's awesome though, guys. You got the feet are metal. In case you don't have them, let me just talk about this guy in case you don't have him. But his foot right here is metal. These, trying to feel it. I feel some die cast and I feel some plastic. So you're going to have a combination as you walk through it. His legs, his thighs are plastic. His front skirt here, plastic, but these, they're cold, so these are metal. The dials are metal. Let's see here. The eject button is metal. See, bugged out. So that's the first. That's the first time I just opened it right here live on camera. So I was bugged out. He's got the red shades, which I think it's the original way he looked in the cartoon, right? Let me show you, because he did come with a couple of other stuff. Let me put this here. Got some baggies. Oh, so it came with a bag of stuff that I'll show you. I'm not sure. I'm thinking, just taking a guess. I'm thinking this head. See if I can focus it here on this camera. think the camera's like focused on me, but there we go. The face with the yellow visors. I wonder if that's the toy version. You know, I can't remember because it's been such a long time, but maybe the yellow visor is the toy version. You know. And the head is a little different too. That Soundwave here. His points on the side are a little different. You know, these ones are kind of pointy. More, I feel like they're more pointier than these, or maybe it's just the way it looks makes it look like that. He comes with more stuff that you can put on his leg to make it more look like the toy version, because I believe the toy version had all these things on the side of his legs and all that. So if you into that toy stuff, then you just have to add these things on the side. I like them, you know, that's how I like a cartoon version. So yeah, he's got a couple of stuff there. Let me see here. Put that down. He comes with, I guess, an Energon cube or clear. I guess it's supposed to be an Energon cube when they come out of Soundwave's chest. Like, so he comes with that. Seems like it opens up. Maybe you can fill it with liquid, different color liquid, maybe. Who knows? Got that. Then, Jin Han also sent me cassette. So let me tell you, because I've had both these cassettes. These are fan toys, and I think some of them are different companies. This is die-cast. This is metal. It's actually pretty good weight to it. But I also had the Osculamax tapes. It's either Osculamax or MMC, but I think they're Osculamax. And the Osculamax tapes look amazing. You know, they're really cool, very articulated and stuff. But the only thing I didn't like about them, being honest with you guys, was the size. If you're looking for something to be accurate to the cartoon, accurate to scale, then the Osculamax tapes ain't gonna be your go. You're gonna want to go more these size. These are accurate to the Masterpiece scale size. You know, I mean, I had those the Osculamax tapes were like sometimes the size of regular Masterpiece robots. So, you know, I'm like, yo, what's going on? These guys ain't that big. So even though they look cool, and maybe if you're gonna have them all in section all by themselves, then yeah, it'll work. You know, if you don't care about scale, then that's good. But if you do care about scale, then you're gonna want to go with these. And I know some of them are fan toys, and I know some of them, I know other companies make them. So I'm not sure how I'm gonna do this guy, because I got Rumbo with his power drivers, and looks like this thing just pops out. I got Rumbo with his power drivers, so I don't know if I should have Frenzy with the power drivers as well, or just have them with the guns. I'll see. You know, I'll transform them a little late and see how I want to go about in doing that. I wonder, I haven't tried this yet. I wonder if I can put Frenzy inside Soundwave. Let's see. Like, I don't know if it's made to scale for him inside. Oh, snap. He does. He does go inside him. Oh man, that is so bugged out. Look at this, guys. Wow. Man, you know what I'm saying? That's really bugged out. Now I don't know if I want to transform him. You know, because I just feel like it's so bugged out that you can actually put him inside him. Oscar Max tapes are huge. They're like the size of a real cassette tape, you know. So that's really bugged out. That actually kind of got me excited, the fact that he can go inside him, you know. Because I do have Rumble transformed, so, you know, Frenzy is just the same thing but different color. Maybe I'll just leave Frenzy in there. I think that's kind of cool, you know. I think that's kind of bugged out. I really like that. I'm gonna mess with Soundwave. Oh, something came on. I think it was a side thing here. I'll find out a little later. But he looks dope. I'm gonna pose. I still gotta try to find a section to put him in the background here. Can't wait to show you guys the collection and how much has grown. It's been a while. I usually do them every month, every couple of months, you know, every time I feel like I got a news to show you. I do a walkthrough. So I think, you know, I'm looking forward to tomorrow's show. Monday, 8 p.m. We're going to continue with the vintage video game. That's going to be bugged out, guys. Vintage video games. And it's going to be a few series. There's so many games, man, that I have to cover. And I don't want to say what I'm going to start off with, but I'll see how long it goes, because I don't want to spend crazy time, you know, but we'll see how it goes, and we should be good, you know, and excited to bring something new to you guys, you know. So this was like a test run too, to test the system out. I'm kind of running things at a higher level, like 1080p, where before I was doing 720. So I got to see how the adjustments and the settings will affect this video. Hopefully everything's running smoothly, because like I said, the internet speed is a lot more now, from 40 to 50 to like 300. So should be a huge difference, you know, and can't wait to see this and see how well it's doing. So with that being said, guys, thank you for just taking this late Sunday afternoon to spend time with the Iacon files. Really appreciate it, guys. I love having people to talk to and chat with and all that stuff. So make note, tomorrow, Monday, 8 p.m. East Standard Time, we'll dive into vintage games, and it's gonna be a lot of fun, guys. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So thank you, and you know, I'll close with a little prayer. You know, I usually just close it, but I feel like, you know, I'll close with a little prayer. You never know who's watching. You never know who's going through a tough time. You never know who needs words of encouragement. You know, like I've said in a couple of my pods, cast lives, if you need prayer, reach out to me. You know, if you're watching a live and you just type in, "Hey Mike, I need prayer," I will stop what I'm doing to pray for you, because that's more important. You know, I can go back to the show, I can go back to whatever I'm reviewing, unboxing, or talking about, but you know, that moment where someone reaches out and says, "Hey, I need prayer," that you have to make that a priority, because you know, you never know, there's what somebody's going through, you know. So with that being said, man, wherever you are, man, wherever you are, If you need prayer, then just close your eyes and just, I don't know if you believe in Jesus. Maybe you don't. Maybe you do. Maybe you just need to be reminded who Jesus is, who sits on the throne. And, you know, that's God. God sits on the throne. Jesus is the truth, the way, and the life. I've had lots of experiences in spirit encounter, lots of testimonies that I can talk to you about, but I'd save that for another time. Right now is just, and you, whoever's watching, you close your eyes and just say, you know what, Lord, I want to accept you. I want to just reach out to you. I don't know if you're real. I don't know if you exist. Maybe you, like I said, maybe you do know he exists. Just need to connect. Either way, I reach out to you, Lord. I'm in need. I need your help. I just want to reach out and whatever your problem is, whoever's watching, whatever it is, and just say it. Like, I'm going through this. I'm going through that. I need your help. You are the shepherd. I am the sheep. You know me by name. I know your voice, says the word, you know. Psalm 53, when I'm afraid, I will trust in you. You know, so if you're going through a tough time, if you're not sure what's the outcome, if you don't know what tomorrow will bring, you know, doesn't matter. The word says, I will trust in you, you know, when I'm afraid. That's big, you know. It's big. James 4:8 says, draw near to God and he will draw near to you. You know, it's really important, guys, to draw near to God, just like any relationship, right? A relationship ain't going to flourish unless you spend the time, unless you talk, unless you interact, right? It's the same way with Jesus, you know, the Trinity. You got to spend time, you know, open the Bible. If you don't have a Bible, Google search it. In the beginning, you know, that's how it all started, in the beginning. Learn who Jesus is, you know. He's the shepherd, the Prince of Peace. His love is endless. His grace covers all sin. Doesn't matter how many sins you've committed. Maybe you're like, man, I've sinned too many times. I'm done. No, you're not. God's grace covers all sin. As much as you've sinned, his grace covers. Jesus died on the cross as a sinful man, you know, and he didn't commit sin, but on that cross, he took all the sins of the world and died for us. And that's why if you haven't accepted Christ, you can, you know, just like, you know, Lord, just choose to believe in you. I acknowledge that you are the Son of God, Son of the living God, and that you died for me and my sins on the cross. Forgive me of my sins. I accept you. Show me the way. Just like that, guys, you know. Need no fancy prayers, you know, just straight from the heart, guys. Always straight from the heart. Don't be afraid to just take 5-10 minutes in the room, sit in a chair, lay down in bed and just talk to him, you know. He's just like me and you, the way I'm talking to you here. It's the way you talk to God, you know. There's no manual. There's no like 1 through 5 I got to do before I talk to him. Just talk to him. He's there. He's waiting for you. He wants to hear from you. He's the God that knows everything. You know, you're going through and he knows what tomorrow brings. He still wants to hear from you. Why? Because that's the interaction. You know, he doesn't, you know, really, he doesn't have to interact because he knows what's happening. But he wants to interact, he wants to form that relationship, you know. And that's what it's all about. Draw near to God and he will draw near to you. So, guys, thank you so much for watching the Iacon Files. It's your boy Mike. I'm glad that you were able to spend some time. And I look forward to tomorrow's live show. Got a great show for you guys. So don't forget to hit the bell, hit the like button, subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow. All right, guys. God bless you and see you soon. Bada boom, bada bing.